Hello, 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 and welcome to week 35 here in my Stitch Circle Show Challenge. If you just have hit this video, look here below under the little word more or in the description box, find the link to the playlist and find week 1. There I will explain everything about what this Stitch Circle Show Challenge with Dogma Rules is about. There also is a link for a Facebook group you can apply if you want to do the challenge. Don't apply if you don't want to do the challenge. The group is only for members who want to participate with their embroideries. But you're welcome to be inspired here and look at all the other videos and do what you want to do if you want to do something after you have seen them. And there also is a link for making such a cover, not all the sewing and here, but the actual cover, how you can sew such a cover together. It isn't a must to have such a cover. You can put your small samples in a book, in a board sketchbook. You could sew them on an old sheet. You can make a scroll. There are many things you can do. But I promise you, when this year is over, you will have a very, very nice amount of small samples or swatches or embroideries to look at and be inspired by. And that is the meaning here with one of the meanings with this challenge. The meaning is also to attack the embroidery a little different or getting used to setting some rules for yourself if you don't know what to do. It is good with rules. Then you can always break them. There isn't an embroidery police coming after you. And I am certainly not coming after you if you choose to do it a little different. But if you choose to do them, try to stick to the rules. There are in the groups albums for each week, and it is such a joy to see all the different kinds of embroideries you people or members have made. I'm so thrilled and I'm so happy to see all the fine things you're making. So thank you. Yeah, I think this is enough. My name is Lisbeth. I'm Danish, so pardon for my bumpy, incomplete English, but hopefully you can see what I'm doing. So let us get started with the rules for this week 35. This is my book, and you can see it is getting quite fat and chunky, and I don't know if they all can be here when I'm done. If not, I will make a new cover because I have made 2 signatures to slide in like you put something in an envelope, and I'm onto the second signature, so I will remove the first one, and this is where I left you last time. So have that in mind when you pick your materials here for this week here. But I will put this aside and grab my materials. So the first rule is pick a piece of background fabric in the color you like or you think you would use. And knowing what I have done last week, I have chosen the same color as my black ring. So my background will be black. Then choose 3 pieces of fabric. One of them has to be the same color as the background fabric last week. And if I just pull this in, you can see this is my background fabric. And the black is like this one here. So I would get a spread that looks very nice, I think. But 3 different small pieces here and a piece of black fabric. And now we come to the tricky part, because these 3 pieces has to be cut up in a third of a circle, or like you divide a pizza or a cake in such a shape. So you have 1, 2, 3 of them. And I will show you when we start how to make that shape there. It isn't just that. If you're one of those who just is eyeballing it, fine with me, do that. But these 3 slices has to be as even as possible 1, 2, 3. And when you have cut them out, place them as a circle on your background fabric. Number 2 is only to use seed stitches, and use single seed stitches in one of the slices, use double in one of the slices and triple in the third of the slices. So single, double and triple seed stitches in the slices. And what color thread you want to use? The same as your background fabric. I know it's a lot I'm saying, and it can be confusing because my English isn't the best, but I will write the Dogma Rules here in the description box, or under the little word more, and you can read them quietly and not be stressed by me, blah, blah, blah. So that is the plan for today. First, I want to show you how you can make 3 exactly equal sized slices here of a circle. You need a compass, and I have this measurement between the pencil and the point is a little smaller than my square, because I want my circle to be on this square. So I just trace, and I have to push really hard for you to see it, I think, because there isn't so much color on this pencil. I hope you can see it. Now you have a circle. Then you put your point here in the, what is it called, circumference. Here you put your needle down here, and then you make a mark there. And yeah, it was a big mark. And then you put your needle in the mark and do it again there. And you do that 6 times. It is so wisely arranged that 6 times of these marks makes the let me say it in another way. This is called the radius, the measurement between these two, and that amount added 6 times will get the circumference. I am not a mathematician or anything, but I asked my hobby, and he is the one who knows about geometry and mathematicians and things like that, or mathematics, or yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it. But so he told me to do it like this. I had no idea you could do it like this. But now you can see you have the point in the middle, and you have that mark there, and a mark there, and a mark there. You have 6 marks. So now you just take your ruler and you find here where it hits and go into the little point in the middle and draw a line there. Then you skip this mark and go to the next mark here, there, and go to the point in the middle, and you skip that mark and go to this mark here. And whoopsie, now you have your circle divided up in 3 equal parts. Whoops! Sorry, I will get that and be back. Luckily for me, I'm sitting here with bare feet, so I didn't hit my feet with my scissors. But then you can cut your scissor, no, cut your circle out. And of course, the more neat you are cutting, the more neat your tin plates will be. I know I'm not so good at explaining this, but you can see what I was doing, and hopefully that was helpful. So now I will just also cut these small ones out. There and there. So now I have my tin plates. So I will just take one of them and cut out my fabric here. The best will perhaps be to put a needle in, but I don't think I will do that. I just think I will give it a dab of glue there. And then I will take a sharp scissor and try to cut it the best I can. If you have a rotary cutter, perhaps that is better. Yeah, it didn't hold. I think I needed a safety pin of some kind. Not a safety pin, but just a pin. A safety pin is something different. Yeah. So I will. Yeah, I should have laid the 3 layers upon each other instead of cutting out 3 pieces here. I could have just cut one time and I got 3 pieces. Yeah. So let me see. I will do that with the 2 others. So there, and put that on here. There, and cut these out. And I ain't doing anything with seam allowances or anything. I will just push them together, and as soon as I start sewing on the circles or the slices there, they will be sitting there. So and I really try not to cut in my paper because that is my good scissor. So yeah, I think this will work. And if it is a little wonky, as I have said many times before, wonky is my middle name. So let us see here. Yeah, it is a little wonky, but I will fix it when I put them on my fabric. I will just give them a dab here with my glue stick so I know they are sitting there. And how you will place them on your fabric, that's up to you, but I can see I have a little more room there, so I think I will see if I can. You have to fiddle a little around with this. Oh, now it starts raining. That's not so nice. There, and there, and then the last one. There. And I will just let it dry. If you would put yours in another direction, that is also fine. So here they are, and I think if I gave me to measure it, it is a little wonky, but I think it looks quite nice as it is here. So I'm satisfied with that. Sometimes the cat runs with your measurements, and I think I need to either sharpen this or put another thing in who gets more black so I can see what I'm doing. But I will find my thread and my needle, and then I will sew single, double and triple, or perhaps a different, but the 3 different stitches in one of the 3 slices here of my pizza, you can say. I will just take my black normal mercerized cotton, but you could use whatever thread you want, just as long as it is the same color as your background. So I will start with the single stitches. I don't know if I would put in perhaps a little needle in there, but I know it's irritating to have needles in, but let me see if that would work, or I will get annoyed by it. Yeah, but I will start with this one down here, and I will do the single stitches first, single seed stitches first. And a single seed stitch is the simplest stitch you can make. It is just like a single running stitch. And the only thing that's about this stitch is that you sew them totally random. And that can be a problem for some of you, because some people really have a different, has it difficult with, yeah, and that is what I mean by the needles will annoy me. Yeah, I think I'll give it a dip of glue there, perhaps there. So. And this is also annoying me, so I will just cut a little of it off here. There. They some people have, women, I don't know, have really problems with sewing things randomly. And I can say, just shut your brain down and just do. And go in all different directions. And if you want to do up and down in the same movement, or if you want to stitch up and down, that is up to you. You can do both ways. You decide here now how big you want your stitches, how far apart, how far apart or how close you want your stitches. I won't tell you what to do there. You have to decide that yourself. But I will continue this here, and you can see, I hope you can see it. And as soon as I start stitching there, that would also go down. So I will make all this area with this single seed stitch and be back. So nearly done, and in some strange way it always ends up fitting. There must be a guy who is with us, so it ends up nicely without I have done anything but just placing my stitches totally random. And perhaps and one advice I could give you if you have trouble by making them random is to turn your fabric around once in a while. Then it is perhaps easier. But now I will sew this area here because my thread is nearly here. So I will sew double seed stitches here. So again I will, and that means instead of sewing one, I will sew two that's lying parallel like this. And again I will come up here and go down. And you can see now I'm turning it, and I place them as, oh, these needles are really in my way. Let me put it right out here. That's why I hate needles. And there, come up here. There. And there. You can see I'm turning my fabric around. It's easier for me to stitch. And there is no rhyme or reason in how I'm going around. There and there. Now you can see they are double. So I will continue doing that, but not for much longer, because we are invited for lunch at our friends today. So I will continue a little, but make it or finish it tomorrow. But for you, it will be in the same video, so you won't see that at all. I think it's becoming a little wonky after I had sewn it down, but yeah, so it is. On with my embroidery again. We had a lovely day yesterday with our friends. Nice lunch and a nice glass of wine. And yeah, the guy and my hubby has been going to school together for many years ago, when they were taking a education as engineers, and we have known them for nearly 50 years, and it is so nice to have friends or someone who had known you so long time. You have so much history together, and they know everything about you, and you can be as you want to be. That is really nice. But yeah, enough of me talking. You can see I made the double seed stitches there and the single ones there. Now I want to make the triple ones, and yeah, it's exactly like this, but instead of 2 straight stitches parallel, it is 3 stitches. So I will just start here, and then I will sew the rest out of camera. It isn't that exciting to see me doing all these straight stitches here. 1, 2, 3. There. So now we can go the other way. And you can see I'm turning and turning to make it easier for myself to stitch. I think that is the best way. Unless you, of course, is what some call step stitching, where you're going up and down. There, 3. So now I will come up there. And and see which direction I want to go here. I think I want to go this way. And I put them quite close. There are so many ways you could use this. You could also have chosen, instead of I'm doing 1, 2, and 3 seed stitches here, you could have taken that thread as it is there, make it a double thread or a triple thread there, and just make single seed stitches, and then the variation would have been the thickness of the thread. And again, yeah, it is just one's imagination that can give you all these different options, and I have no troubles with finding on new things here to do. So I really enjoy it. So 1, 2, 3 there, and try not to pull too much in your thread so your piece lies nice and flat. And of course you can sew in a hoop if that's the way you like to do it. But you can see here, triple seed stitches. But I will sew the rest and then I will show it to you. Isn't it funny? Or perhaps it's a miracle, but it always ends up fitting. So now I will just take the last triple seed stitch here, and then this is dusted and done. It's a stitch I really like to stitch because it's random and it's okay, it's a little wonky, so it is just starting at one place and working your way through the area where you have decided to stitch. And I really think it looks nice, this kind of stitching. I can see this is fraying a little, but yeah, who cares? But this is how it ended up: single, double and triple seed stitches. In Danish you can always call them seeds, is called frø on Danish, but that is the same, but it is on Danish. In Danish they are also called specklings, and I don't know why, but they also are called that. But I think it looks quite fine, this piece here, and I'm quite satisfied, even though it is a little pale perhaps here, but you can really see the stitches. So to sum it up, it is up to you if you want to make big or small stitches, how far apart you would make them, or how close you will make them. But you have to make these 3 areas like a pizza divided or a cake divided up in 3 parts, and do the single, double and triple stitches in the 3 areas. So I will find my book and my double-sided tape and put it in my book. I have decided to make it sit this way, so it is just turning it over, and here is the tape, and cut a piece off there, put it on here. So, and if you have a book with double amount of pages of what I have, you're welcome to sew your pieces in a book. And if you don't have a book, and that is absolutely not a must, you can put them in a box or a board sketchbook, or sew them on an old sheet, or make a scroll. There are many options, and it is so nice to take your box or your book or whatever you have and look in it and get inspired. So, and I think I would place it here like this. Yeah. And I will just pull you a little up here. There. Doesn't that spread look nice? The same color as this color there. The same color background and this, and then black thread as the background. Yeah. That was another nice week. I really, really hope you have been inspired and you have learned some tips and tricks. Now you know how to make a template for a third of a circle. I showed you that earlier here in the video. But I hope you have learned some tips and tricks, and I hope you have been inspired. And I really, really hope to see a lot of nice creative embroideries in the Dogma embroidery group. Already there is a lot of things to look at, and that is so nice. So thank you for that. But else I will just say, please give my video a thumbs up, and please consider subscribing my little Danish channel, or hit the notification bell if you want to know when there is a new video coming up. But these are coming up every Thursday Danish time at 12 o'clock. I will have to see what I do when I'm on vacation here in August, but we will see at that time. But else I will just say, take care and be creative and be nice to each other. Bye bye for now, and see you next Thursday. Hej hej, farvel.